Good evening, everybody. I'm Fictional Crystals, and we're back to Steven Universe. New Steven Universe episodes are being released on Cartoon Network. Among these new episodes are ones that have already been released on Cartoon Network's app, along with a never-before-seen half-an-hour special. This half-hour special will be focusing on Lapis and Pearl. Lapis didn't want to stay on Earth in case the Diamonds returned and started another war, but she couldn't bear going that far from it either. In the moon base, she has still been able to experience the Earth through a system it has. Like I've been theorizing for years, the room the moon orb is in is basically a map. The orb activates it. By touching the orb, it turns into a miniature Earth. We've seen another orb in the jungle moon base that is in the shape of the planet it looks over. With the orb, she can select a place on Earth she wants to see. The room then transforms into that place on Earth. She can see the people there, however, they can't see her. The Diamonds use this function in their moon bases to be able to oversee the progress of their colonies without needing to step foot on the planets. Lapis, in the upcoming episode, will be singing her first song ever. It's actually not escapism though, the song Rebecca Sugar sang on the Steven Universe podcast. The tune and lyrics are completely different.
I guess I'll have to face that in this awful place.
It's The Distant Shore. We found out that song title after Dewey Wins and Gemcation aired on television last year. It was in the credits of those episodes, along with the songs Go 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 Ghost and Sadie Killer and the Suspects. Both Go 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 Ghost and Sadie Killer and the Suspects were heard in the episode The Big Show, even though their titles were released months ago. And The Big Show is a pretty new episode. The third song that got name dropped, The Distant Shore, is the only one we haven't heard yet. It'll be in this episode. We know that for sure because of this Portuguese leak. These are what the lyrics roughly translate to from Portuguese to English. I found myself in the comfort of the sea, and now I'm not so alone, but the colors fade. I'm pretty sure the sea part doesn't refer to the actual sea. After Malachite, I don't think Lapis finds comfort in water.
Water was the tomb I lived in for those months.
By sea, she means sea of people, as in a crowd, her friends, which is why she says she's not alone anymore. The color fades means that she left them and went to the moon. Her friends are creating new connections and moving on without her, but she misses them. She's able to see them, just not be with them, and that hurts her. It's like being trapped in the mirror again. When inside the mirror, Lapis could see what was going on around her. She could hear everything and she could think for herself, but she couldn't communicate with others properly. The Homeworld Gems couldn't listen to her.
And I couldn't say, I'm not one of them.
The Homeworld Gems continued their work without her. They forgot about her. No one cared about who she used to be before the mirror.
Did you even wonder who I used to be?
They all moved on. It seemed as though they didn't need her. Life carried on, and all she did was watch. That's what's happening now. She's only seeing a reflection of Beach City, not the actual place itself. She's scared of returning to Earth because of the Diamonds. She thinks they'll shatter her or worse if they find out she's turned on Homeworld. Yet she still gets to experience Earth, just Earth doesn't get to experience her. Her words fall on deaf ears. She's seeing Peridot with the other crystal gems. She sees how she's coping without her. She feels like she doesn't belong with them, that she's unnecessary to her friends. There's no point reaching out. The orb's projection appears to fluctuate with her mood. When she hits an especially low point, the projection stops working. It's sort of like the way Rose's room reacts to Steven's emotions. The difference between this and the mirror is that this time she isn't trapped. Lapis can escape from the mirror she created, the moon orb place, if she wishes, as long as she conquers her fears and realizes that the gems and Steven do think about her and miss her. She needs to understand they don't think of her the way she thinks of herself. She sees herself as a selfish monster.
Go on! Tell me I'm wrong!
She didn't take into account others' feelings when she left. She took Peridot and Pumpkin's home. She just left them without a second thought, even though they gave reasons for her not to. She only thought of her safety. She believes she's a bad friend that doesn't deserve them. She thinks they're better off and can cope without her. Steven will be attempting to console her on this. In the promo, she leaves the moon base and Steven. We don't know where she's going. Could be back to Earth or another place in the universe farther away to escape her ties to Earth completely, or merely the barn, which is outside of the moon base. Steven follows her in his bubble. It doesn't appear like he's trying to get off the moon, so I'd presume he's trying to get to the barn where Lapis probably went. Lapis is like a child saying they're going to run away from home, but then they just hide in the backyard, cause they'd miss their family too much if they went too far. I do believe she will be returning to Earth sooner or later. That's just what fits the show's narrative, and when she does, she'll need to take the barn back with her. But anyway, thanks for watching, cause that will be all.